Hey, yo, welcome into the CHGO White Sox pregame show presented by PointsBet. Use promo code CHGO when you sign up to get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. I am your host of the CHGO White Sox pregame show, Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. Alongside me, as always, is Herb Lawrence.
Hello.
You can follow him on Twitter at Acknerwall23. He is the CHGO White Sox community leader. And we got Brennan in the chat. It started shortly. We started a little bit late. Our guy Steven just wanted to make sure that I was perfectly in frame today. And he did a great job. The broadcast is looking very, very nice, even though I am broadcasting still from my closet. Herb is in the very, very hot Studio B, and we are excited to talk to Brennan, Stupid Donkey, and all of our friends here at the CHGO White Sox pregame show. Herb, we are looking for a win after last night's disgraceful loss after blowing 6 runs, a 6-run lead in the 9th inning. The Sox are looking to get back on track and get their first win against those damn Guardians.
It's all about flushing last night for them. We can still think about it and see that these are things that have caused the White Sox to look bad this whole year with defense and without, stomping on throats, as I said yesterday, not allowing a team to get up when you have them down. I hope the comments by Timmy, the stuff that we heard pregame that was tweeted out by our own Vinny Duber are real. I know he's not intentionally trying to suck, not intentionally trying to make errors. It doesn't matter. I would actually rather him try to intentionally suck because you're trying and you're failing, and it's worse. So tonight is a time to flush all that stuff for them and to forget it and understand that you are a better team than the Cleveland Guardians, even though the records don't say as much.
Derek does say it's a new day. He agrees with you. Let's go Sox. Let's go Sox. Hopefully they do bounce back. Stupid Donkey says we need a bounce back. That was disgusting last night, and I agree. Edgar saying at least the weather is nice, which should be good for the White Sox offense, which we saw score 9 runs, which was great to see. There were some positives in last night's game, but my favorite coming from Alex saying, I can't believe KPW blew another game for the White Sox yesterday, and we got a damn Canadian on the mound again. We got Cal Quantrill on the bump for the Guardians. So KPW might be working his Canadian magic again.
Yeah, and last night's hero, Canadian Josh Naylor, got the job done with 8 RBI and 7 in the last couple innings. Yeah, so Canada's not great, and I always blame Canada. You don't have to wait for me, South Park.
Yeah, hey, there's some things that are fine from Canada. I do like the Tragically Hip. I cannot lie. But most things are not okay from Canada. So I agree with you on that one. But let's go to those Tim Anderson comments because you mentioned it. We did have a question as well from Melissa. Let's go to the TA comments first. And this is from Vinny Duber. Our own Vinny Duber tweeted this out. You can follow him on Twitter at Vinny Duber. He is the CHGO White Sox beat writer. And this is from Tim Anderson. He said, of course, we want to make all the plays. It's not like we're out there intentionally trying to fuck up. We've just got to be realistic and understand we're playing a tough game. All we can do is try to get better. I'm sure everybody's had a bad day at work, and I agree with him. I've had a bad day at work multiple times. I could probably go, back and forth with Herb at all the bad days I had at the score and all the intense days where I was panicking, trying to get Bears All Access on air, and Jim Miller wasn't connecting. And I'm like, Herb, I don't know what to do.
5:59, Jim Miller's still on his other show.
And I'm freaking out. That there's so many times I've had a bad day at work. But I just think that doesn't cut it at this point. Tim, you've been on this team for so long, and you need to have a better answer than that as the captain of the Chicago White Sox. You can't say everyone has a bad day at work, but also say, fuck it, we're the best team in the American League, and your ass has gotten bounced in 2 straight first rounds. I agree with some comments where they say they're not championship caliber yet because I haven't seen them truly be dominant. We've seen them peak at the top. We've seen them peak near the American League and have the best record in the American League for moments. I look back to last year. I think, yes, at the double against the Rays that gave them the best record in the American League. We've seen it for moments, but nothing consistent enough. And that's the discussion today is, the defense is the thing that has been lingering with me for a very long time. It's been a huge issue for them since 2020. Looking back since 2020 at outs above average is a StatCast way to measure defense. It is the most accurate way we can measure defense with a stat. And since 2020, the White Sox rank 21st in outs above average at negative 14 in the major leagues. And this year they are the lowest in the major leagues at negative 15 outs above average. So it's been really, really poor. And I understand that Tim says, it's a bad day at work. I understand that can happen, but it's been a lot of bad days at work for the Chicago White Sox in 2022, Herb, to a point where that shit honestly doesn't fly with me.
They're a bad defensive team. That is what's going to happen. This is not going to get fixed by more. It could get fixed by more practice, but for the most part, this is the team they're going to be sending out there. Tim's going to make errors. Maybe not to this effect. They've made 10 errors versus the Cleveland Guardians in the 4 games they played versus them. That's way too much. We're going to be a bad defensive team. So we have to swallow it, understand it, and then move forward. So to defend against a bad defensive team, you need to hit a lot. And they haven't done that as much this year. So the 9 runs they scored yesterday, good start. Continue doing that because you're going to keep booting the ball around. These are the games that we're going to be having. The poor defensive teams usually do not do well in the postseason.
No, and then you look at, the team that has led the league in outs above average since 2020. It's the team that bounced the White Sox last year from the playoffs in the Houston Astros. And I do want to go to a question from Melissa. She had this on Twitter. This is why we're mainly having this discussion. Melissa asked us if we could have a discussion on the pregame on if this bad of defense has made it to the World Series, let alone win it. I think it's going to be our downfall. And I agree with Melissa. That was the big takeaway from last night is that I think the bullpen will be fine. Liam Hendricks isn't that bad. Josh Naylor guessed on a changeup, and there was 3 guys on base. Usually that doesn't happen to your closer. I think the offense was good. They scored 9 runs. That was great to see. I think the weather warming up, you'll see the White Sox offense turn around, but the defense has not turned around. And I want to go now to the list of World Series champions and their outs above average and where they've ranked. Right now, again, the White Sox are at the bottom of the major leagues at 30th in the MLB for outs above average. The 2016 Cubs were first in the major leagues. The 2017 Astros were 16th in the major leagues. The 2018 Red Sox were 15th in the league. The 2019 Nationals were 3rd in the league. The 2020 Dodgers 3rd in the league. And 2021 the Braves were 12th in the major leagues. The big thing is offense and pitching. It's important to have at least an average defense is what I take away from this. But Herb, what do you take away from this? And the White Sox biggest problem has been their defense. How do they fix it?
From here on out, maybe mandatory infield practice before every game. I don't know if they do that. I remember a couple of weeks ago when they were making a bunch of errors and they're in the midst of the 8-game losing streak, they did the, hey, we're going to do batting practice and we're going to do infield practice. Show me better, and then we'll stop the infield defense before games. Until you show me better, then I got to punish you guys and make sure you have the footwork right. Make sure on a relay throw back to the infield, squeeze the ball, Timmy, middle of your glove. It's a little high. Catch the ball. You're a professional baseball player. Like I said, I give Tim all the praise when he's hitting home runs, when he's leading the offense to the next level. But when he's lackadaisical on the base pass, or right there, when he's lackadaisical on catching a ball coming in from the left fielder, I'm going to get on his ass because he's better than that. He knows he's better than that, and that's why you see the answer he gave up there. He's kind of defensive in his answer to Vinny and the assembled media about he's not intentionally trying to do it. Who cares? I don't care if you're intentionally not trying to do it. Pick up the ball, throw it to first base. You're a professional baseball player. That's what I would do. Make them field every day before the game until they show me better. Because up to this point, they're 28 games, and how many errors do they have? Like 24?
26.
26. That's unacceptable. If you had a high school team doing that, you'd be like, come on now. What are we doing? This is a professional team doing this. And Timmy leads the league in errors.
26 errors in 28 games. You don't have that many home runs. That part to me is very, very, very pathetic. Edgar saying might have to start chanting defense during the games, which I agree. That's why it's defense, defense, defense is our first slab on the score bug. I do have one final thing before we move into the starting lineup and let you know who is playing for your Chicago White Sox. And Herb, now I can't find it. Oh, I do. I can't find it. It was a question for Brennan. Brennan said, what have we changed to get better at defense? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result is insanity. Just to speak on that, what I can give you stat wise, what has changed maybe in their positioning. The only thing that I've noticed is the White Sox have gone up in their total shift percentage from 20% last year to 28% this year. And the main increase in that 8% is against right-handed hitters. They shifted 5% of the time last year against right-handed hitters. That percentage is up to 13% this year. And their shift percentage versus left-handed hitters has basically stayed the same. It was at 48% last year. I think it's at 49% this year. Fairly negligible right there. So that's what they have tried to change, at least from a positioning standpoint. Want to talk to you about the best way to support CHGO. The best way to support CHGO is to download the PointsBet app and use code CHGO when you sign up. If you do that, you'll get 2 risk-free bets up to $2,000. That's not it. If you make a $50 or more first-time deposit, you'll receive a free CHGO membership, which unlocks all of our web content, and you'll even get a free shirt of your choice from the CHGO locker. That's $2,000 in free bets, a free CHGO membership, and a free t-shirt from the CHGO locker, all for making more than $50 first-time deposit at PointsBet. Herb and I will have bets later on in the show to tell you where to put your money. This is a fantastic deal. You get the online access to our great writers. You get access to Vinny Duber, our CHGO White Sox beat writer, who had that fantastic Ryan Burr quote from last night's game, talking about how they played and pitched like shit. He had those great quotes like TA said today about how, shit happens, basically. It was a bad day at work. Vinny will give you the insights into the White Sox clubhouse on a day-to-day basis, and you get to use the best sportsbook out there, PointsBet. If you have any questions, you can email pointsbet@allchgo.com and we will help you out. An online signup is available in Illinois. You can download the PointsBet app right now and register your account from start to finish, all from your phone. So what are you waiting for? Once the game starts, don't just bet. Live your bet life with PointsBet. Gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. All right, Herb, let's look at how the White Sox are lined up tonight and talk about maybe how the defense might change. Leading off for your Chicago White Sox, it will be Tim Anderson playing shortstop. Second, Yoan Moncada playing third base. Third, Jose Abreu playing first base. Fourth, Luis Robert playing center field. Fifth, Yasmani Grandal doing the catching, Herb. Sixth,
Yes.
Kevin Sheets playing DH after his 3-run home run. Batting seventh, A.J. Pollock playing left field after his 3-run home run last night. Eighth, Adam Engel playing right field. And 9, Josh Harrison playing second base. What do you think about the defensive alignment here, Herb? And what do you think about the actual 1 through 9, the way the Sox will be batting?
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Adam Engel getting his right field back and actually having a right fielder play right field. A.J. Pollock and Luis Robert. So we have a representative outfield out there. So when the ball is hit to them, they'll catch it and throw the ball into the cutoff man, and hopefully Tim and or Josh Harrison catch the ball. I'm a fan of Yasmani Grandal being the catcher. Even though Reese McGuire has done a great job as the backstop, I want to see our highest paid free agent ever to do his job. I know you want to keep him fresh for October, but you don't get ready for October by not playing the position. So get him squatting behind the plate. This is what we paid him for, and no hate towards Reese McGuire, but he's not a major league hitter. He's a backup catcher. He does what he does. When he's in the lineup, I don't look for him to be producing runs. So I think this is a better lineup than they showed yesterday. You have better defense. I love Adam Engel finally getting a decent amount of at-bats here while you have Andrew Vaughn going to an IL stint or a rehab stint down there in Charlotte. I would keep this lineup every time until you get your full complement of players back.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you mentioned that Andrew Vaughn will be going down to Charlotte today, hopefully playing in a rehab assignment tomorrow. And that's the one thing, too, is I think you'll see Grandal less at DH once Andrew Vaughn's back, once Eloy Jimenez is back, because they have nowhere else to put those two players. I mean, you'll just see Yasmani DHing less just because of that. And we did know coming into the season that Tony wanted to use Grandal and TA in that DH spot. So, I mean, it's not shocking that he has caught this many games. And I think part of it does have to do a little bit with injuries. But if you're seeing Grandal catch 3 times a week, I am fine with it. The real Matt Latos says, I think after last night, I'm suffering from PTSD, post-traumatic Sox disorder. I suffer from PTSD, post-traumatic Sox disorder, thinking about Matt Latos in a White Sox uniform. So thank you, Matt Latos, for chiming in. And there is also Gio Mucho going to have a good night. I feel it in my plums, says Mailmag Jack. So he's also going to go on to PointsBet and bet on Jose Abreu to hit a home run out of that 3 spot. But that is the White Sox starting lineup. Let's look at the Cleveland Guardians lineup. They're 1 through 9. I hate to see Josh Naylor's name in this lineup. And oh, hey, there's Josh Naylor doing a sky point right there. Batting first, Miles Straw playing center field. Batting second, Stephen Kwan playing right field. Batting third, Jose Ramirez playing third base. Fourth, Owen Miller playing second base. Shout out to ISU. Fifth, Josh Naylor playing first base. Sixth, Franmil Reyes doing the DH duties. Seventh, Ahmed Rosario playing left field. 8, Andres Jimenez playing shortstop. And 9, Austin Hedges doing the catching for the Guardians. What do you think of the lineup? And what are your thoughts on Josh Naylor? Because I've heard people say White Sox killer, mainly our counterpart at CHGO Cubs, Cody Delmendo. He said White Sox killer. I scoffed at the idea, but I hope he doesn't have a good game tonight, because then I'll start hearing some real shit about it.
This is what I asked for, and Josh Naylor has presented it. I said, let somebody else other than Jose Ramirez beat you, and Josh Naylor stepped up to the plate last night twice and beat the White Sox. So happy for him. And I see some people in White Sox Twitter and White Sox universe saying, man, he should get beamed tonight for all his actions. Like, no. Celebrating a grand slam to tie the game in the bottom of the 9th when you were down 6? No, he was very tame for what I would have did. I would have thrown the bat into the second deck, would have walked around the bases, and then moonwalked home and stomped on it, and then said everything I did to the fans. And then a 3-run homer to put him in the lead in the 11th? Hell yeah, I would talk snack to the fans. We just decimated you guys for the 4th time this year, the prohibitive favorites of the AL Central, and we're dominating you guys, and we came back from 6. Now you guys can't do anything about it. Hey, if it was one of our guys, we would love it. You can't be a hypocrite. If it was Tim doing that, the city would be turned upside down.
Oh my God, come on.
Come on,
it'd be so annoying. It'd be every ad on TV. Every White Sox ad would end and start with Tim Anderson hitting a walk-off grand
slam. I can't
hate
on celebrations. Celebrations are fun. That's what baseball needs. Yes, it hurt us, but I'm sure on SportsCenter, on MLB, that was shown a lot because it's excitement. It's great for the kids to see this type of thing, to celebrate your wins. You should always do it, no matter how small. Celebrate your wins, and that was a huge one by Josh Naylor.
And go ask the Yankees. We're having fucking TA bobblehead night and it's a home run bobblehead celebrating the home run he hit off of him. I mean, if you are a White Sox fan upset at the Josh Naylor home run, you should be looking at the dugout, and you should be looking at the 26 men on the roster, because that's who lost the game. It's not Josh Naylor. You should be getting a guy like Josh Naylor out. Respect to him. He's gone through a lot. He's had a rough career. He just had a big injury last year. He's coming back. Respect to him. He's in the damn lineup. You got to pitch to him. But the White Sox, especially an $11 million closer, should be able to shut him down. But he didn't have a slider, and Naylor guessed fastball, and boom.
And I think that another TA bobblehead is the Brad Keller bat toss one.
Yeah, the one we got on set.
Yeah, so yeah, we celebrate them. We even turn them into bobbleheads eventually. So don't be hypocrites, White Sox fans. It hurt, and you hate to see Josh Naylor do it, but last thing you want to do is, I know Giolito will not be trying to aim for him, will not be hitting him, because he's not that type of player. But I tip the cap, and tonight I want him to strike out 4 times. That's how it goes. And if Giolito feels a certain type of way, pump a fist. Say what's up. I mean, we celebrate Lance Lynn saying slap dick motherfucker to other people, and then we're like, the game needs to be played right. Professionalism is long gone. What are we doing out there, Josh Naylor? Put your head down and cross the plate and run like a gentleman. Come on now.
It's all those Tony stands. It's all the Tony stands that want you to respect the game. And you nailed it with your rant that we posted on Twitter. You know, why have unwritten rules? Because this is the reason why you try to put runs up, because, hey, the team might score 6 in the 9th inning. All right, let's go to the pitching matchup. We mentioned Lucas Giolito. Giolito is the stopper after this horrible 6-run lead that the White Sox blew last night. And I always remember Lucas Giolito really turning things around after 2018, where he was the worst pitcher in baseball. He turned it around on May 7th, 2019. At Cleveland, Sox won that game 2-0. He went 7 1/3 innings, allowing 3 hits, no earned runs, no runs, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. It was dominant Lucas Giolito. It was fantastic to see. And someone asked, Gio's always been solid against Cleveland. No, he has a lifetime ERA of 2 earned runs against Cleveland Guardians in 63 innings pitched. That's 14 earned runs allowed, and 63 innings pitched to 71 strikeouts. And let's go back to his stats this year. He's been fantastic lifetime against Cleveland, and this is Lucas Giolito through 2022. 19 2/3 innings pitched, an ERA of 3.20, 15 hits allowed, 32 Ks and 8 walks, and an ERA plus of 1.14. Cal Quantrill is the opposing pitcher, 28 innings pitched, a 3.54 ERA, 19 hits allowed, 17 Ks to 15 walks, and an ERA plus of 1.03. I know those stats scream at least above average or a little bit above average for Quantrill, but the White Sox should be able to damage him tonight, Herb.
Yeah, he has no real outstanding stuff. He has a high walk rate. He has almost a 1-to-1 strikeout to walk rate. I think 17 strikeouts to 15 walks. He might be the perfect pitcher to pitch against a very ultra-aggressive White Sox team because he has a decent chase rate. So he's likely to throw balls outside the zone to get the White Sox, who were struggling earlier and are a team that loves to chase out of the zone. So this might be a bad matchup for the Sox. They need to understand that Cal Quantrill's not filling up the zone with a bunch of strikes. And his stuff is mediocre at best. The numbers look great. The son of Paul Quantrill is a decent pitcher. But a top-notch offense like the White Sox should have no struggles against Cal Quantrill. I know you're going to go further into what Cal Quantrill features and what the White Sox should do against him tonight, right?
Yeah, well, the first thing they should do is take the first strike. We've been preaching that for a while here. I love the aggressiveness, and I love that they're putting balls in play. But Cal Quantrill has a horrible first pitch strike percentage, 55.7%. Make this man throw a strike. You saw this with Zach Plesac last night. He wasn't able to find his fastball. He was gunning up to 92, trying to get velocity on that. And Steve Stone told you, it looked like he was gripping his fastball too much. He was overthrowing it, and that's when the White Sox had a big inning. Let Cal Quantrill make mistakes and then hit those mistakes. Let's talk about what he'll be throwing up against the White Sox tonight. This is his pitch percentage by game. He'll feature a sinker and cutter mostly. Some nights you'll see the sinker more, some nights you'll see the cutter more. But the big thing with the sinker, he does a fantastic job of throwing it in to right-handers, up and into right-handers, right on the black. So that's what, the White Sox really love to do. They love to just hit those balls right down the third base line, right to the shortstop. This guy could be a huge ground ball threat, which we've talked about before, Herb. It is something that the White Sox have a horrible tendency to do. That's why you got to make sure that this guy is throwing strikes. Don't let him be, dominating and controlling the at-bat here, and then, let him use that good chase rate to let you chase out of the zone. And, let's say you get 2-0, don't be swinging 2-0. Make him throw a strike here. Make him work. I know the White Sox don't love to walk, but I think that they could walk against him tonight. And let's talk about his actual pitches. I don't think it's anything impressive. The White Sox should be able to damage him. He hasn't been good in his last couple starts, and I think the White Sox can take advantage of Cal Quantrill tonight. The Sox will see a curveball, a four-seamer, a changeup, a sinker, and a cutter. With his cutter, he's going to have a run value, and this is, you want negative runs. Michael Kopech's fastball is -7 run values. It's one of the best fastballs in the game. This is his run values for his pitch mix. Curveball, 0 run value, hard hit percentage of 100. The White Sox hit the ball hard. They're one of the top 2 teams in hard hit percentage in the major leagues right now. His four-seamer, a -1 run value, 55.6 hard hit percentage. Those are 2 of the pitches that he features the least, but still they get hit hard when he throws them. His changeup, a 2 run value, I believe. That's the only one that is positive. No, it's a -2. That's the only one that is negative. So he's able to throw a cutter, a sinker, a four-seamer. The changeup is able to get some swings and misses. That is his best pitch. That's what the White Sox will have to watch out for. So I'm worried about the sinker and changeup inducing ground balls against the White Sox tonight. His changeup has a hard hit percentage of 20%. His sinker, a 3-run value, so that is very, very bad. A hard hit percentage of 30%, and his cutter, a 0-run value, a hard hit percentage of 37.9%. So he has stuff that the White Sox should be able to hit. None of it's fast. The fastest thing he throws is a sinker at 93 miles per hour. His cutter is pretty bland. A lot of it sits over the middle of the plate. And yes, he does have an ERA of 0.89 against the Sox. He has had recent success against the White Sox, but I do think that what he's been showing this year shows that he should have success against the Sox, especially if they make him work tonight.
Yeah, so Alex says it perfectly. He does have a 0.89 ERA for Sox because he's the perfect pitcher to pitch against an aggressive team like they are. And I just saw my comment from Chris Mezek. Someone on Reddit said that Naylor looks like Wario, and now I can't unsee it. It's just so perfect. It is great. But I don't think Cal Quantrill should be limiting the White Sox, especially under a 1 ERA. That's just them getting themselves out, allowing him to pitch his pitches. And Steven, you got something to say about that?
Yeah, I was going to say, part of that is he did a lot of that damage when he was a reliever, when he was better in shorter stints. They're trying to stretch him out now and have him starting, and it hasn't been quite as good as he was as a reliever.
Yeah, and that's true, but he's had a few starts against the Sox. He's had outings of 4 innings against the Sox where he had success, 1 hit allowed, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. He had another one where he went 3 2/3 or 6 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts. So I mean, he's had success in starts before, so it's not like they haven't seen him over a multitude of innings. But you're right, a lot of those innings, especially in 2021, were 2-inning outings or an inning and 2/3. Like he hasn't had too many starts against the White Sox. So that's a guy that, the last time you saw him, you walked 4 times. I mean, you were able to see him enough to get on base. And with Grandal back, with Moncada back, I think that, they could have damage against Quantrill tonight. We got to wrap this up a little bit, but any final thoughts on Quantrill, Herb?
No, the White Sox should get to him at least for 4 earned.
All right, let's go to our click 2 picks. I'm going with Yoan Moncada. I think that our guy, Cal Quantrill, will leave one of these cutters over the plate, and Yoan Moncada will do some damage. Herb, you called a home run last night. He looked better than I thought. I was wrong. I ate my words on that last night. I said he wasn't going to get a hit. He got a hit. This is the kind of stuff that he takes deep. It's not overpowering fastballs. It's stuff that is 93 at its most. If he gets one of these cutters over the middle of the plate, I think you will see a see you later from Yoan Moncada. I also said 3 home runs last night. You got one from Gavin Sheets. You got one from AJ Pollock. You almost got one from TA. You almost got one from Jose. So I'm feeling on it tonight. I think Yoan might go deep.
And Cal Quantrill doesn't give up a bunch of home runs. That's one of the things. I think he's only given up 1 this year. So I'm going to go with Yasmani Grandal, and I'm going to predict, even though I was wrong last night with Yoan hitting a home run, I'm going Yasmani. He hasn't really shown the power as yet this year. Batting from the left side, I think he'll finally crack one deep and christen the Miller Lite landing.
He is. Hopefully he does christen the Miller Lite landing, and the White Sox enjoy a win tonight. The home run that he gave up was against that damn Josh Donaldson on the Yankees. So we'll see.
You got to bring up old stuff, Alex. You got to be herding us. You almost got 3 last night from Naylor.
Come on, Alex. I don't need that. I don't need to see that,
good.
Alex.
That's good, Alex.
I'm talking about for the White Sox. Brendan's going
nice.
with Yoan for his click to pick, and Alec is going with Robert for his click to pick. Brendan's predicting Yoan to go 2 for 3 with a walk and a couple of RBIs. Thank you guys for hanging out with us on the CHGO White Sox pregame. Yes, Alex Pott knows he did have 8 RBIs in after the 8th inning. He was the first
Anything
person
else,
ever.
Alex?
That's what the Elias Sports Bureau said.
Anything else, Alex? You want to repeat
talk
the score?
about my childhood baseball, dreams that were failed. How about that, Alex? You want me to bring that up? We'll wait. We're gonna wait. We're gonna wait for Alex to respond because he wants to bring up all this from Josh Naylor. But yeah, let's go, boys, and let's talk about the White Sox after the game. Join us for the final out for the CHGO White Sox post-game show. We better not see you, Alex Potnos. He did have a great performance.
It's all good, Alex.
Hey, credit to him. Let's just not have him have another great performance. Let's shut that guy down. But thank you to Alex Patnos, for joining us. Thank you, Alec, for being here as well. Thank you, Brennan. Thank you, Stupid Donkey. Thanks you, all of you guys, for hanging out with us in the pregame, and join us for the postgame show after the final out. That's Herb Lawrence. You can follow him on Twitter at AcknerWall23. You can follow the show on Twitter at CHGO_White Sox. Follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. And thank you to Stephen Nicholas for your great production. We will talk to you tomorrow, and not tomorrow. We'll talk to you later today. Go Sox. We'll just talk to you later. Bye.